So what is a billboard? Well, a billboard is a piece of furniture that has different spots on it where you can jump in and your avatar will pose. So you will find billboards in the My Furniture category in the inventory. So here we're going to put one on. This is one of my ones that I've already made called Expose Models. So we'll add this to the scene. And as you can see, it's pretty. So basically how this works is you have these different seats. Actually, I'll just take this off, put that back to there. You have these different seats, so these different nods. So if you click on one, you go into a pose. So it's very good for, you know, if you want to have it in your room and you want other people to use this for posing as well. So you've got 20 different ones. Now the beauty of this is that this is now available inside the Pandora exporter, so you can derive off it and make your own, and you can customize your own graphics, put your own poses on these spots wherever you want to, different poses that you create in Pandora. So let's have a look at doing that in Pandora. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll show you how to export your billboard. So basically what you want to do is you want to have 20 poses ready that you've made in Pandora, and you can export the billboard from anywhere. You can be in your room. Here I'm going to show you because this is actually in create mode, well, in the create tools section, but as you can see down here there's only one. This is for something else, but you will see just how it is very user friendly. So first what we'll do is we'll come up to the left here and we'll export to IMVU. Now if we just lift this up a bit, if you have a look now, there is actually one called Billboard. So if you click on Billboard, and then we'll go add files. Now I've got 20 just already sitting in here, so I will grab those 20, open them. There and there. Now you don't need a trigger for a billboard because it's a standing spot, so you don't have to worry about the triggers. But in what order you put these in down here will be in what order they actually go on the billboard. So you have to remember that. So we'll just give this a name. We'll call it Billboard 1. Now what will happen is when I export to IMVU, down here you will actually see this product be available. So if we click on export, it'll take a bit of time to do the 20. And now once it comes up, you can see now, if we lift this up, now there's the billboard down here. So the next step is to open that up and to go into create mode and edit this product, and I'll show you all the different things that you can do. Also just having a look at a new feature with the exporter now. The exporter, every time you export a product, you will also export your XAF files into a directory which can be found in your C drive under Pandora V and then XAF files. Here you can see is the billboard one, which corresponds with this one here. So if you open that up, here are all your XAF files. Now they get renamed for you in order you put them into the exporter. So pose 1 to pose 20. Just a little extra feature for you, so you can access your XAFs if you want to change them over in the billboard for different positions. So let's go to billboard and let's open this up. Now once it's open, you'll see what I'll do is I'll just change this scene so you can see it a bit easier. I will put it to this one. Now as you can see here, it's all set out, and what you need to do and what you can do is you can customize all the graphics and put poses on here, which you've already done because you've exported them. So if we have a look here in the materials section, down here for example, if we click on this one, you will see here that it's written text vis 20. Vis 20 represents pose spot 20. So, and this one here for example is 11, this one here is 12. So if you are to change these graphics here, this will correspond with the 12th pose on the billboard here. So we're probably looking at 12 will be on the other side over there. Now to do this, it's very simple. what we'll do is I've got some already here. Now this is the actual texture, so we'll grab this one, and then this here is the opacity map, and we'll grab this one. If we go to apply changes, you'll now see that over here is the new graphic, and the same applies to down here. Is this blue one, is these actually little animated spots here showing where the spots are. So we can do the same with this. We'll change that to this gradient one, and then in here we will actually, we don't need to, we can just put the same one in there, and we'll just apply that, and there you can see that there's nice looking gradients. And down further, if we go down here, you can see here's the main billboard. So if we edit this, put in the texture, and then in the opacity, we'll put in the opacity map. Now as you can see, this is actually square in here, but because you use opacity, you can change that. So when we apply changes, you can see now it looks like it's floating nicely in the air like that. So it's totally customizable. Now if we go up to actions, wait for that to load, we'll just go along here. The ones that have the actual XAFs on them are the stance. So we'll just go along here a bit further, and here we've got one here. So if we look in here, you can see here's pose 1 is the XAF down here, and I've already included some basic settings so that the pose will work fine for you. But you can change this, leave the loop to 0 because you want it to be indefinite, but you can add expressions here too, and then you would obviously change this to longer effects if you wanted to add an expression here. So you can also replace this XAF if, for example, on pose 1, which would be here, you don't want that particular pose there, you want it over there, you can change it. You can change this XAF from the folder that is in the C drive, Pandora V XAF exporter files. So you can basically change it all you want. Now the other thing, what you can do is there's two triggers on this. One is to make it disappear for an amount of time that you stipulate, and one is to make it disappear until the next time people actually load it. So in order to do that, we need to find these, which are here, which is hide 16. So here you can see that there's a trigger already here called hide temp, but you can make this trigger whatever you want for your users, so that when your users type this, for example, we could call this go, what will happen is this billboard will disappear for a certain amount of time depending on the amount of loops that you put down here. So at the moment it's set on 60, which is nothing, it's very quick. On my billboards that I sell, I usually have 220, and this will make it disappear for about 2 minutes and then come back, but you can change that to whatever you want. And this next one, which is the hide 03, there is nothing to change down here, because what this does is when a user triggers this one, it will actually make the billboard disappear until the next time they load it. So you could call this one, for example, gone, and whoops, just put that back there, and that will mean that it will disappear until the next time they load it. So it's very customizable, this billboard, and so I hope you have a lot of fun, and I will do a video tutorial also on maybe some opacity maps for graphics for people, so they can understand how to make some cool graphics as well.